So, today we are going to be talking about how we divide living things into different categories so that we can study them, study similar animals or similar plants with other similar animals and plants. The five kingdoms, we're going to talk about that first. That's the first level of classification for all living things. You know that we classify living things into groups based on how they're similar. We look at a variety of traits, characteristics when we classify these organisms. We look at how organisms reproduce, gather nutrients, behave, and are designed to group them together. All living organisms, and there are around 1.5 million, are grouped into five kingdoms. Each organism in each kingdom shares a number of similar traits and characteristics, but they are not identical. So let me tell you what the five kingdoms are. There's the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the fungi kingdom, protist kingdom, and monarian. Today we're going to focus on the plant kingdom. So, what makes all these organisms plants? A couple of things. They are multi-celled organisms. That means they have more than one cell. So we learned about cells a couple days ago. Plants have several cells that make them up. Remember, cells are usually very tiny. We wouldn't be able to see a plant cell unless there were a whole bunch of them together, and that's what makes up the plant. The second thing that makes plants plants, or the very distinguishing characteristic of them, is that they perform photosynthesis. In other words, they make their own food. So how does photosynthesis work? Plants collect sunlight and carbon dioxide with their leaves and water with their roots. They have special stuff inside their cells called chlorophyll. Remember the word chloroplast from a couple days ago? It sounds very similar to chlorophyll, and that is where photosynthesis happens. Plants release oxygen as waste. I love plant waste. So, in order for us to breathe, plants have to release oxygen. So, how do we classify plants beyond their kingdom? So, we know that we're talking about the plant kingdom, but there are two classifications below that that we're going to discuss. There's vascular plants and non-vascular plants. Vascular and non-vascular plants. The plant kingdom is divided up into two major groups, vascular and non-vascular. This first picture is non-vascular, and this second picture is a vascular plant. Do you notice anything different? What is the difference? Vascular plants have a vascular system that carries water and nutrients all over the plant. These tubes extend from the roots of the plant out to the leaves. Having this vascular system allows vascular plants to grow very tall. The vascular system, you can see it here in this tree. You can see how it goes up. Water and everything can go up, and sugars can go down to the roots. But what about non-vascular plants? Do you notice anything about them? They look, take a look at these non-vascular plants. What do you notice? Indeed, they all grow close to the ground. Non-vascular plants, these plants do not have a vascular system that carries water and nutrients around their bodies. They have to grow close to the ground to stay near the moisture, which they usually absorb through their leaves because they do not have roots.